Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. Now, you're probably being surprised why we're on a Monday. Well, if anyone's been following the show like he did last night with Kev Moore and myself, Kev Moore, one of the referees in our REFspect Tournament, we put it on over 3 days. That was part of my challenge. We've got Col Fulton, you all recognise Col Fulton, in the studio as well, who's one of the volunteers helping us out, doing brilliant jobs over the last couple of days. And we want to just thank, well, we'll thank everyone in a minute. But first of all, what we want to do is talk about an unbelievable 3 days of tournaments. And as I say, that was part of my challenge, because last week was the Yorkshire Three Peaks. Yeah. Col was with me on that one, and we put a little challenge in, and that's what we've done. We've completed 2 challenges within the 2 weeks. Well, that was 12-hour challenges, North Yorkshire Three Peaks. This was a 3-day challenge, only 4 hours per day. Wow. And the people, I'm going to forecast that was around about 4,500 to 5,000 people over the 3 days who turned up and were immaculate over the tournament. Now, me and Col are going to tell you a little bit about it, but I'll give you my thoughts in a minute. Col was amazed, and I want to let Col tell you his thoughts about the REFspect Tournament today.
I thought it went really well. All of the parents were outstanding on the line, coming up saying it was run really well. Referees were getting loads of praise, and even the kids, they all behaved.
I thought they were immaculate.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe, even today's the presentation. Now, we've got to mention the weather, because the weather was brilliant. Yeah. Every presentation we done, the sunshine came out for the presentation. We couldn't have asked for better weather, we couldn't have asked for a better weekend, and we couldn't have asked for better parents, coaches, referees and teams. They were unbelievable. And I'm going to take a couple of minutes in a minute, and I'm going to read these teams out to you, because personally we all want to thank them for the way they were, their attitudes, the managers, the coaches, the way they respected what we were doing. Honestly, it was, we can't thank them enough.
We were all made up today, because we had a guest.
We did have a guest as well, yeah. And we've got to thank Everton Football Club. Now, you know, it's our 20th anniversary. 20 years we have been going with Don't Cross the Line. Not myself, I've been in grassroots football for over 40 odd years. But we started this campaign 20 years ago, and Liverpool and Everton Football Club have been on board since then as well. And we celebrated today with the presentation with one of the ex-players, and we're Liverpool fans, but we've got to appreciate and we give him hugs. And it's the first ex-Everton player that I've ever hugged in my life, and I'm a Red. But his name was Diamond, and it was Graham Stewart. Now, more Evertonians out there will know what Diamond means, but he was a diamond today. Col, the way he got mixed in with the kids, the way he presented the trophies, the medals, honestly, it was like he was perfect. He was a real professional doing that, and it was an honour for him and us to have him there on the days of a REFspect Awareness Weekend. And he knew all about the Don't Cross the Line and work that we're trying to put into it. This tournament was put on for our 20th anniversary to try and get the message across to all spectators, parents, mums, dads, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, that referees are important and are part of the grassroots family. We want you to start off the Winter League. This is what the message was all about. Going as the way you finished there today. And you can see the videos, you can see social media, you can see the photographs. Just unreal. Col, we couldn't believe what was happening with the amount of cameras out, the amount of people shaking our hands, waiting to thank us at the end of the tournament.
Yeah, I think it was good. It was because I was there.
Well, that's what we said. You know, Col,
seen me there.
Col Fulton, wherever he goes, honestly, that sunshine does follow him round. Yeah. And it was out there, there was a beam of light there today, and I was made up, because you start worrying when you're putting these tournaments on. Myself and Dan Pato, brilliant Dan.
Yeah,
Dan. And I'll just mention that Dan Pato, anyone who recognised Dan, if you didn't recognise Dan, we teamed up with Dan Patterson, because I've heard about his reputation and how good he is running tournaments and getting tournaments together. So I got in touch with Dan Patterson, and straight away he loves all the work that we do with the REFspect campaign. Don't Cross the Line. he was on board. And when he heard about my idea about starting a tournament and getting these teams together, straight away we knew we had a winner. And Dan does the Roma tournaments, and if you need to know or want a tournament or you want a team to go into a tournament, Dan's your man, I'll guarantee you. Now we're all negotiating, we all had a good sit down at the end, and Jeffrey up over a nice cup of coffee, teas, I do black tea, water, and we were there with Kev, we were there with our volunteer Paul as well, who was brilliant throughout the day, making sure that it all went well for the kids. We were there talking and discussing about another tournament, because the reason we discussed that was the amount of messages that we got while we were there, of coaches, of parents. They couldn't thank us enough. I've never expected that, I never had that in my life, but as far as I'm concerned, it shows you that this is what people want and this is the way forward. And I'll tell you something, we invited 3 big organisations that I work with a lot, and we send messages and we talk every day. And I invited Grassroots Football UK, I invited Football for Football, and I also invited Sky Sports. And they said they'll see what they can do. And not one of them messaged me. Just ignore that. That's another manager thanking us. We let that go. We let you listen to that, because that just tells us, and it is another manager, just how busy we are and what we're going to intend to be over the next few months. But none of these got back to us and said, sorry, I can't make it. Sorry, we can't get involved. But thank you very much for asking. All we asked was them to come up and film something and put it on their websites. I don't think it's much to ask.
No.
Yeah, they might share 1 or 2 of the posts that we do. Sky Sports, I know Sky Sports were watching and just seeing what it went like. Well, I think they've got their answer now, because you only have to tune into social media, you only have to see and listen to the reports that we're given. And this is why myself and Cole decided we want to do a podcast over Dan. Tell us to go and do a podcast, because they're so successful, like it was last night. And Cole thought, Kevin Moore could get them views. Me and Mal are going to do a show and just beat Kevin Moore, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll beat it.
Yeah, and we're going to beat it, and this is what everyone we want to do, is share this podcast, because I think the whole world should know about a tournament that we put on. Don't cross the line. REFspect is working. The reason it was working is because we launched the referee Don't Cross the Line awareness cards.
Yeah.
And what it was, these cards have a tick box. And we're letting you know all this now, because we know other leagues will start doing this. And you know that referees get marked by the managers and the coaches. Well, we changed that round. It was the opposite direction. We were letting the managers be voted and be marked by the referees themselves. And they would also pick in the Fair Play Award. We discussed this when we had a managers meeting at the start. All the kids were aware of it, and we made them note them down that these REFspect cards were ticked against them. So if they were verbally abusive towards the referee, it was ticked. We could read it, and don't forget it was sanctioned by the FA as well, the tournament. So all these cards meant something, and it also marked against the kids if they started being verbally abusive, and also the parents. And boy, over the 3 days, the referees have reported remarkable feedback, telling us where's the ref cams. Yet we will never use them at the moment in grassroots football. They haven't got them, over the red tape that is. But the cards were to treat, and they proved us right at Don't Cross the Line, that we can make a difference. And the cards and the thanks and the best tournament was the feedback that we got they've ever been to all over the weekend. And could you also do another tournament?
Mine was a fella come up to me and went, thanks for today, I can't believe how well run it is. He said the kids played the game for 10 minutes, then they had 10 minutes off, and then they were back on. He said we went to a tournament somewhere, I won't mention it, and the kids were sitting off for like an hour.
Which is, and it was
pouring down and rain. He said, finished on time.
Every day finished on time. We'd done it, honestly. It was to perfection, and we always thought we'd have teething problems. And there was one today, and we'll admit it, hold our hands up. It was a mistake by an official, and everyone agreed, and we give the wrong cup out to one team, which we sincerely apologise. And when Dan done his maths, Dan was right, the organiser, and he went over to see, he was on a young referee, he admitted to his mistake where he had one score the wrong way round. So Dan immediately resolved the problem, apologised to the team that should have won the cup, and apologised to the team that had received the cup, and we know the kids were disappointed. And I did go over to the Taunton manager and I explained, mistakes happen, and please, we don't want to make the kids disappointed, get in touch with me and we'll sort something out for the kids, because that's the way we are. We don't want to see disappointed
I think
kids.
it was because they had both teams, the referee got it wrong, because one team, two teams had red, and he got muddled up with the teams.
And that was a simple mistake. So he gave the wrong marks out on that one. And we should know that the Taunton, like the other manager did, he explained, he knew he'd won it because of what it was, and he explained, and he was really nice about it. Came over, and we'd done a second presentation for him, and the right team got the cup. But it was grassroots football. Mistakes will happen with referees, mistakes will happen with committee members, organisers. Mistakes happen every day with you lot out there as well, coaches. We all make mistakes, so let's put that to bed and just say, yeah, that was one that we'll improve on next time. And the referee admitted to his mistake as well. Well, what more could you ask? And that's what made the tournament perfect. No one was hiding behind any lies. You saw it factual that these tournaments that we held on Saturday, Sunday and Monday, August, will be remembered in our hearts for a very, very long time. And the Heart of Gold and the REFspect Cup, people were asking all about them, and we just remind you what the Heart of Gold is. It's for kids with mental health issues in grassroots football and disadvantaged children. And this is why we're doing our National Three Peaks, Yorkshire Three Peaks, marathons. This is why we've got a team. We want to raise awareness about that, and we want to try and build that into a charity and raise funds as well. And if you look at the trophies and what we've done today, Don't Cross the Line and REFspect did not make a penny, and I wouldn't put it past us making a loss. But that's us, that's what we're all over, that's what we're all about. We're about community workers, we're in the community, for the community, and we try to prove that we'd love to give this free if we could, these tournaments. But I think we kept it down for the service they got and the praise that we're getting. What more could you say? It's an absolute win-win-win. That's all it is. That's the win situation. And we're all proud of each other. We thanked each other, shook hands together, and even the referees got an award at the end. And what would you like to say about that at the end there?
The referees, normally it's a little clap, but today I haven't heard a referee, no, there was 9 referees, wasn't he?
9 referees, yeah.
And I think they got a bigger clap than the kids.
It was unreal. Off the parents, off the kids, and the referees have given us feedback saying they've had nothing like that. And we had a little award for them, and they were hugging them basically, weren't they?
The only thing I'll say on the 3 days is what we learned from today was when teams don't win nothing, they just want to come over and get the trophies, no, the medals. Well, it's called a respect thing for a reason. They need to sit there, not just get off because they haven't won, they need to clap. Like as we said yesterday, a team who'd won the main cup, there was only a few teams there to think, oh, but we learned from that.
And we made the most.
We started with the team that won the cup. We give them it. So the ones that hadn't won a cup and they only won a trophy, they had to wait then.
And that was perfect. Yeah, and it is. And do you know what? It is fair play. This is what we put the tournaments on for. But I can't understand why parents, and there's no excuse. If you'd have won a cup, you'd have stayed. You all walked away, taking the medals, asking for the medals, and not showing fair play, as Cole says, and clapping the team that has gone there and done the winning themselves. We all stayed. It was great for an Everton player, ex-Everton player, Graham Stewart, and Ashley from Everton, to stay behind. Always give consideration to the teams that have won the trophy. Don't think I'm not going to applaud them. I think it's unfair, and we will learn, as Cole said, and we will make sure that we get it all right, that everyone stays and applauds everyone. Everyone can applaud each other. We're applauding each other. We're applauding the team that worked with us, got together and made this tournament exactly what we expected. REFspect all around. Don't cross the line. This was one hell of a tournament, and we're proud to be part of it and bring it to the community. And I'm sure when we do our tournament or festival next year, it's going to be mightily full.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Cole?
Yeah, definitely. Might be able to do under 13s, 14s, you never know.
Well, we look at that one because
Yeah.
we do know that we've got the small sided and the young kids, the sevens, weren't they brilliant games?
Yeah, I watched one and you don't care.
No, it's just getting ready, and we put this tournament on. They're all now perfect. They know what the league is all about now, and how to win games, how to draw games, how to play games, how to lose games, and you could see them and the smiles and getting those medals just meant the whole world to me and all the team. It was great to see. Everyone was happy to see kids happy. We couldn't ask for anything else, and we couldn't ask for anything more. And I'm going to whiz through as many teams while Cole just has a little tour to you, and I'll look and get these lined up about today's tournament. So just give us a minute, Cole, you carry on talking away.
What do you want me to say?
Well, anything that you saw today and that really stood out today,
Well,
maybe...
We had our mate Paul helping us here put all the trophies out for us, and he looked after them so that we never got blew over in the way. I just thought another mention to Graham Stewart, even though I'm a red, I've washed my hands now. I'm not bitter, but I even got a photo with him.
He's washed his hands, he's not bitter.
Yeah. But he was talking, saying how great it was, and he was saying, no, football today it's getting harder for parents. And I was saying, there's one thing I won't do, is stop a kid from playing football. And I know everyone should pay subs, but some people can't. So we try and raise our own funds, and if a parent can't afford it, we'll try and raise our own subs. But I've learned something good there. What a club does is he charges parents the same as subs, but he does a spot the ball, or he does a bonus ball, sorry. And you still have a go, like every week, £5 a go every week. So come the end of the month, they've had 4 goals, and if they have a chance to win, so they win money, and that's their £20 subs. So you're not pushing them for money all the time. They can win money. Like one fellow, he was telling me one parent won 2 weeks on the trot.
Yeah.
So where it's costing £10 for the subs, he's won 280. So I'm going to look into that.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So we're going to look into it, and Cole's going to raise loads of money for Hearts of Gold as well, because he's part of the team. Don't cross the line, and we're making awareness, and you can all help us out as well. We still have a GoFundMe page as well, don't we? I'd just like to whiz through to the under-7s, and we'll start now. For miss it out and miss it out, at the end of the day, write in, and I'll mention you on another show. But we'd like to thank under-7s, Stocky Bilbao, little players buy in, and I owe little players £10, and I didn't get. I think I've got away with that today, but we'll make sure that you get that back refunded, honestly. And we've also got JJ Galaxy, DJ Bayern Young Boys, DJ Mini Boys, HGFC Jags, Little Players Madrid. Now we move on to the under 8. If I missed it out, if you've been a new team, we'll probably get round to that in a minute. Netherton Madrid, Platinum Benfica, 7 Elite Academy, Club DXTL FC, and we'll go through them again. This is under 8, that was on the high level. DK Youth, Stocky Bilbao, Vision FD Real, and Mags Portugal. Under 9s, we had Heighton Spears, MHS Bayern, 7 Elite Academy. Bob, thanks very much for all your support there as well, you were brilliant. JFC Kirby, Holy Rosary, Farmers White, Vision FDA PSG, Vision FDA Lions. We'll whiz over, this was the high level again. We'll whiz over to the under 10s, which we had JJ Flamengo, JJ Lazio, JJ Valencia, Vision Real, FGS Juventus, Moonaflex, St George's Dragons, I think it was, St George's anyway, from under 10s. AFC Flint, thank you very much, who came all the way from Wales as well. Under 11s, FPA Dome and Galaxy, Crocs at Tigers, Brutal Yellow, ESC Juventus, Warbrick Milan, Silcox Villa, Mags Columbus. I think we may have missed a team out there, but again we'll come back to them. And we've got our under 12s, and we have Northfield Vicks, Highton, Porto, Townsy, River Juniors and Silcox Villa, and a big mention to Pro Sport, who actually got the mention offers because they turned up on the Saturday and we could only, honestly, instead of the Sunday, and the guy was so sick and gutted about
coming a long day.
Yeah, that he was basically sick in the car park because he brought the kids on the wrong day and it was his fault and he couldn't do anything about it. So remember, coaches feel it as well. So we do, and we applaud you, and we know that you'll turn up at the next tournament.
But you got a girls team in for them, didn't you?
Sorry, we did. We got McGull girls. Thanks very much for turning up in the last minute. They took their place and they weren't out of place whatsoever. Well done, McGull girls. So under sevens, now we'll go on to our low level when we find them. And honestly, immense, unbelievable. DXTL Lions, the kids today, we said Bambi on ice, but they didn't.
No.
They were brilliant, and the only 5 of them turned up. Outstanding. We've got to hold it, and I've got to talk to all the kids when I see them all and just say how good they really were. JJ into Miami, JJ Monaco, Roma, Litherland Athletic, Corinthians, thanks very much for all. I hope you enjoyed yourself coming all down from West Riding. Kirby Town Atletico and Kirby Town El Rico. On the 8th, Pexhill Milan, Northfield Blacks, Roma, Bullbocker, AFC Bull, Silcox Villa and Bellafield FC. On the under 9s, we had, well, another Parkdale had to pull out and they were replaced by L11.
Yeah.
Parkdale had an injured child, they couldn't field the team. So thanks very much for letting us know so we could have filled the place, and we did do. Roma from Dan Porto, he had a few teams in there. North Walkden, thank you very much. FC Kirby, Claybrow Madrid, Mersey Juniors FC, West Derby Ajax, and again Bull Bocker. And thanks very much to Lee Dixon, who was immense on that one, he was brilliant. And we also had an extra under 8s, and we'll fly to them. This is all the writing that I've had to do, so it's not just about, right, this is the other under 8s that we replaced with under 10s, because so many teams messed us about. The under 10s, thanks very much, we only had 5 in the end, but they loved it and they got a chance of a trophy and they were just playing. There was only one team that didn't really get anything. So River Juniors, Agua, Verzakli Rangers, Bocket 1978, Northfield Yellows and Bocket 1977. I hope I've mentioned every team. If I haven't, send it in to me. We're only going to mention you because we want to thank you so much for all the feedback. We thought we'd do exactly the same. I hope that didn't get boring. It shouldn't have got boring. And if we could mention every child's name out there today, we'd actually do that. So from myself, we're going to finish this show because I think what a high to finish on, Col. We couldn't say no more. As I say, oh, hang on, we've got to thank the top men themselves, the referees once again, Kev, Steve, Alan, Dom, Sophie, James and James too, Callum, outstanding referee, young kid, Kirk, and a big mention to Paul, one of our volunteers, who was absolutely outstanding, running around everywhere for us, bringing in teas, coffee, helped me put the medals out, helped me put the trophies out. And also remember, if you want to join a tournament, we'll do this next year. We'll do it once a year. We'll make it into a big festival. But Dan Pato is your man. Get in touch with myself, Mal, at don'texttheline.com. REFspect, please get in touch with us. Paul just wants to say a quick word. He won't show his face, but he wants to say a quick word. Oh, he will show his face.
Oh, yeah.
Here he is.
Yeah, come on, Paul.
I know, yeah.
Say hello.
I just want to say thank you to Mal for letting me help him today.
All right.
And my mate Colin.
And did you enjoy it?
Brilliant. I had too many coffees though.
There you go. Thank you very much, Paul. I'm sure Paul will be back helping us out in the future. Col Fulton and everyone who took part in the Festival of Football over the Saturday, Sunday and Monday for Don't Cross the Line and REFspect campaign. Watch social media, look at social media and give us a like, give us a share, because we'll be back very, very soon indeed. Enjoy your season in the winter. We'll be watching you from the touchline because REFspect is so important. Look after your referee. They're part of the grassroots family, like they did over the Saturday, Sunday and Monday. And a massive thanks as well to the Sunday and Monday staff at Jeffrey Humble.
Yeah.
They were A1, and we can only thank them. Put the flags up for them. They made it what it was for you. They served you teas, coffees, as Paul said, and your bacon butties. Thanks to everyone. We'll see you again on Friday evening, possibly with young commentators. Until then, have a great evening. Myself, Cole and Paul, good night, God bless.
Ta-ra.